Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exciting launch. I just got my package late last night, so I'm up early to do my first impressions and wear test on the new Natasha Denona foundation. You guys have been asking me about this. So many new launches, so I'm trying to get my thoughts and film as quickly as I can, but I'm waiting for my products to arrive if I haven't posted videos yet. So I will link this down below as well as all the information. If you're excited about this foundation, give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I went ahead and zoomed you in a little closer. I want to go over the packaging, the claims, the price, and then we will start swatching and applying. So this is the new Natasha Denona Hyglam foundation, and this retails for $52. It is available, I think, at a bunch of different retailers now. I do have a code and I am an affiliate with Natasha Denona, so I will leave that at the top of my description box, but then link it at other retailers as well. So there are, I believe, 52 shades. When I'm looking on Sephora, it only is showing 35, so I don't know if some shades are exclusive to the Natasha website. And this is supposed to be a hydrating and blurring long wear foundation. It is medium coverage with a radiant finish, cruelty-free, non-comedogenic. It says it's supposed to hydrate and balance oils for up to 18 hours of creaseless wear, which is definitely interesting. So this is what the bottle looks like and the box that comes with it. I purchased mine from the Natasha website because there was early access. So in terms of how much you get, it's made in Italy and you get 1 ounce of product. I will say that the packaging feels luxe. She did this packaging right because it feels heavy. I always like to say here, this is a weapon. It's heavy duty, which I like. Now, in terms of the shades, when I was looking at which one to choose, I felt like the photos were either pulling like super warm or peachy, or they almost looked, I wanna say gray, but I went with the neutral tone. So I got N3. I just figure I would rather it be lighter and less warm than obviously too warm and too orange. So it has a pump, which is really nice. Packaging is a 10 out of 10. So this is the shade N3. Very, very neutral, I would say. I feel like a lot of times when you try to get a neutral foundation, it's still warm. This is definitely not giving warm, which is good. Now, I don't have any self-tan on right now. I'm actually pretty fair, so we're gonna have to pull it down our neck if it's a little too deep, but I have applied just a toner. I applied my Bioma Milky Toner. I did a couple layers and really kind of let it sink in, but I wanna go ahead and zoom in and let's start applying this because I just wanna see what it looks like on the skin. All right, so we are up close and personal. I pumped some out on the back of my hand and I'm gonna use a BabsBeauty 115 and work into the product. It's supposed to have a medium coverage. The shade is actually really, really neutral, which I think is going to be good because, as I said, a lot of times foundations say they're going to be neutral and they end up still being super warm. It's actually not too terrible of a match to me right now. This probably wouldn't work for my self-tan. I would definitely need to go up a shade or 2 or 3. Coverage is really, really nice, and it is kind of in the middle. I don't think it's like a thick formula on the hand, but it's also not like runny thin. I can definitely see that kind of radiance, but I'm not detecting any like actual illuminating particles in here. I'm gonna do really natural makeup today because I haven't been feeling the best. I filmed the Hung Van Gogh video yesterday and you guys are super excited about it, which I am too, but I wasn't feeling the best. And then I was like, you know what? I need to film this Natasha Denona because you guys have been really excited about it. I am too. I will say that I'm not a huge fan of the concealer. I know that a ton of people love it. A ton of people also love the Hourglass concealer. For some reason, both of those formulas get flaky and dry on my under eyes. I think it's a me problem because so many people love those formulas. So I went ahead and pulled it down my neck. Looking very, very hydrated. It feels kind of in the middle. It doesn't feel like insanely sticky or tacky, but it definitely has that emollient type of feel. It's a thinner version of that, I guess. So I can definitely feel that like serum-like hydration, which usually isn't my favorite, but I wanna see how it plays with other products, how it sets down with powder. I would say coverage is definitely great. Medium full, very, very easily. I didn't feel like I had to, struggle to build it up. Blended easily. It didn't do anything funky on my nose, which is kind of surprising, especially for like a skincare, serum type foundation. Usually those like slip and slide, but I'm not seeing any of that. And I don't feel like it accentuated my pores, any more than any other hydrating foundation. So I want to move on, and I'm just going to apply a couple of my other products with you here on camera, and we'll see how things blend with this. For bronzer, I'm going to use the new Lunar Beauty Bronzing and Sculpting Sticks, and I have the shade Medium Sky. I've really been enjoying this, and I'm just trying to continue to test this out. A little goes a long way. I feel like I always tend to apply a little bit more than I need. And it is a really interesting formula because it's really thin and emollient, but on the skin, it kind of like blends out and sets down. So you almost don't really have to powder it if you didn't want to. But when you look at it like in the component and when you swatch it, it appears to be really, really slick, but it does like blend out almost to like a soft set finish. For blush, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild SpongeBob collab. This is the color Perfect Square. I raved about this in a drugstore video. These are just really, really nice. There's 2 shades, but they're limited edition, which I don't understand why brands do this. They always make like the best products or the best formulas limited edition. Like this formula from Wet n Wild could be an entire line for them. I don't know why they don't hop on that because it's such a like thin formula. It's very, very lightweight, and I find it to be buildable, but it's so thin that it doesn't get sticky. It's not hard to blend. So I'm gonna go pretty heavy-handed here and then go back into that foundation brush. Just kind of go around the edges, and then I'm going to go in with some concealer. And I've been testing out this Westman Atelier concealer. I've been really enjoying it, so I'm just gonna use this today. I can't even be bothered to put on falsies. You can see like my huge gap where my lashes were ripped out. I'm just on the struggle bus right now, so I'm just gonna let my lashes breathe for a minute. So I'm just blending this into that blush and then just going back in with the blush brush just to soften and kind of make sure that everything looks seamless. And then to set, I'm going to use my beloved L'Oreal powder. So I'm going to set this eye. So far it's looking pretty good once I set it. So I'm going to go ahead and set this other side. So this is what the foundation looks like initially set. I still have to finish my brows, and then I have some new Morphe lip products that I wanted to test with you. My initial impression is it looks a little bit heavy on my pore area. It still feels a little bit tacky because it just has so much of that like luminosity in it. So I am kind of curious how this is gonna wear, but I wanna go ahead and finish my brows, and then we will come back to do lips with the Morphe products, and then I will start my wear test. Brows are on, and I wanna go in and try out these new formulas from Morphe. So these are the new lip pencils, and they also came out with these lipsticks. So I just pulled this shade to try. This is in the color Makeup Talk. I love their original lip liners, so I'm hoping that I love this too. They came out with like a ton of colors. So far it feels like a creamy pencil. I don't know if I like this shade. I don't know. I feel like that shade's a little too deep for today. I'm gonna switch gears and go into the shade Spiffy. This one looks much warmer, but it's a lighter color. It's not as mauve. So the formula feels nice, very creamy, but not like slipping. And I do prefer a pencil, which that is the formula they chose. So I'm actually happy about that. I'm gonna try to go in with Teddy. Yeah, I might go a little bit lighter. These are supposed to be like matte lipsticks. I'm gonna try Lip Filter. It's like more of a pink. I'm not loving this with my blush. I need some warmth here. I'm gonna try this Armani lipstick in 503. More of that like peachy warmth. Maybe it's just that lip liner. That lip liner is pulling pretty cool. I'm also gonna add a little bit of this Nabla blush, and this is in the color Paradise. I love this blush. It's like a really, really thin formula, so I can build it up slowly. And then just taking a little bit of my Tom Ford highlighter. This is so good. All right, guys, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup, and I wanna give you my initial first impressions. So looking at the skin, everything seemed to blend okay. I didn't have any struggles with that. I do feel like I have some pores that are looking a little heavy around this area. So I am going to keep an eye on that because I'm wondering if it's gonna get oily or greasy as the day goes on. I'm also noticing that it feels a little bit heavy. Like even though I've set it, it doesn't feel fully dry. Again, it is a luminous formula, so that's not really surprising, but I do feel like the coverage is great, and I'm happy that the neutral shade that I got was actually neutral. It was not warm at all. It was easy to blend. Really, the coverage was there almost immediately, but I think it looks pretty good. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments what you think about how this looks initially. I am gonna be checking in throughout the day, so I'm probably gonna aim to come back in like 3 or 4 hours unless, you know, something crazy happens, and then I'll come back at the end of the day, hopefully to do, you know, a good 8-hour wear test, and then I can get this video out to you guys today. So I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day, and I will see you guys here in a few hours. Well, hello there. It has been a good 4 hours, and I almost didn't do this check-in because I don't really see a difference other than I am noticing that instead of getting oily, I feel like this foundation is actually doing the opposite. So I can see the oil control claims because I feel like it's actually set down even more, and I don't feel that tacky feeling anymore. I would say after a good like 2 hours, I didn't feel that. So that is definitely something that's intriguing about this, because initially it did have that skincare type feel. And even after setting it, I just felt like I could feel that moisture coming through, but now it feels completely set. It doesn't appear to be clinging or like doing anything weird. I still think that I have a little bit of texture that is enhanced around my T-zone area, but I'm actually surprised that I am not oily at all. If anything, I feel like it actually settled down to more of a matte finish, which I definitely did not expect. But I have no patching, no lifting, really no change in the wear. So again, it's only been 4 hours, so not much to report for this first check-in, but I figured I should check in and just let you know what it looked like regardless. So I will see you guys in another 4 or 5 hours. All right, guys, so I am back for my final check-in. My lip liner is still hanging on strong. I have eaten a little bit today, and everything looks pretty good. I did put on my glasses because my eyes, I don't know, they're just so incredibly sensitive, but I'll take them off so you can really see the skin. I really feel like this wears well. I don't see any separation or clinging to any dryness. Again, I do see a little bit of that texture that is enhanced around my pore area, so it may be something where I would have to use like a pore smoothing primer. I am not greasy at all. It's interesting because she does say that this foundation has oil controlling properties. So I want to pull this up just so I can see exactly what it claims, because this foundation actually wore in reverse for me, which is something I've not, dealt with before, it actually applied pretty dewy and like sticky and skincare infused. But as the day went on, it almost settled. I don't know. It's weird. Like it actually is becoming more matte as the day goes on. It does say that it hydrates but balances oils for up to 18 hours of creaseless wear. But it also says that it has a self-setting formula that can be worn alone or paired with powder for a natural matte finish. I could not wear this without powder. I don't wear any of my foundations without powder, but I could see how it does settle and sort of set down as the day goes on. So I'm excited to keep trying this. I was a little bit iffy initially when I felt how like heavy it was or sticky it felt, but it has felt more comfortable as the day went on, and I am really happy with the wear of this. It looks pretty good for being over 8 hours later. So let me know your thoughts down below. Did you pick this up? Are you going to pick it up? And what do you think about how this wore? I am curious to know. Of course, this is just like my first initial test. So I'll continue to try this out as well as all the other products that I'm testing and give you guys a full review in a few weeks here, but really intrigued to keep trying this. And this one surprised me, I will say that. So of course I will link this down below as well as all the other makeup that I'm wearing today. If you did enjoy this video or find it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Even though I wasn't the highest energy, I still feel like I got a good feel of how this product wears, and I hope that you found it helpful. If you are new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. As always, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.